Alright, let's dive into something that's got the rugby world buzzing right now. So, Codie Taylor, the stand-in captain for the All Blacks, recently spoke about Ardie Savea's delayed arrival in South Africa for the rugby's greatest rivalry tour. And honestly, what makes this really interesting is the way Taylor frames it, not as a setback, but as a well-deserved break for Savea. Personally, I think this says a lot about the culture within the All Blacks squad. It's not just about winning, it's about looking after your players, especially someone like Savea, who's been carrying the team on his back for what feels like forever. What many people don't realize is how grueling the rugby calendar can be, and giving a player like Savea time to recharge isn't just a nice gesture, it's a strategic move to keep him fresh for the bigger battles ahead. Now, let's talk about the tour itself. 8 games in 7 weeks. That's insane. But what's even more fascinating is how Taylor describes it as a unique opportunity for the squad. In my opinion, this is where the All Blacks' depth really gets tested. Midweek games, club matches, and then the test series against South Africa, it's a rugby marathon. And Taylor's right when he says it's all about giving players a chance to shine while fine-tuning their game. But here's the thing, this isn't just about individual growth. If you take a step back and think about it, this tour could be a blueprint for how top-tier teams manage their squads in an era where player burnout is a real concern. What's also striking is the nostalgia Taylor brings up about playing South African clubs in Super Rugby. He mentions how much he misses those contests, and honestly, I get it. There's something special about the physicality and intensity of South African rugby. It's a different beast altogether. A detail I find fascinating is how Taylor reflects on the 2019 draw against the Stormers. It's a reminder of how competitive these matches can be, even when they're not part of the regular circuit. This raises a deeper question: could we see a return to more frequent cross-hemisphere club competitions? It's a long shot, but hey, rugby fans can dream, right? Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The All Blacks vs Springboks rivalry is always electric, but this time it's world number 1 against world number 2, both unbeaten in the nation's championship. What this really suggests is that we are in for one of the most high-stakes series in recent memory. Taylor's humility about South Africa being world champions is refreshing, but let's be real, the All Blacks are never underdogs. From my perspective, this series isn't just about who wins. It's about how these two rugby powerhouses push each other to new heights. Finally, Taylor's own fitness update is worth noting. A tweaked calf could have been a major concern, but he's confident he'll be ready for every game. What makes this really interesting is his mindset. He doesn't want to miss a moment of this tour. And honestly, who could blame him? Playing in South Africa, against some of the toughest teams in the world, is a rugby player's dream. So, as we gear up for this historic tour, I'm left wondering, will this be the series that defines the All Blacks' legacy under Dave Rennie? Or will the Springboks remind everyone why they're the reigning champions? Either way, one thing's for sure, this is rugby at its absolute best. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think will come out on top?